Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today's our group will present about Nash Bookstore. Table of contents, member and tasks. For members and tasks, Shafura will set up items of Bookstore interface. Nelly set up the base front page and login interface. Husna set up the items of Bookstore interface, and me making slide PowerPoint and editing video. Our background system is this program is for cashier system of Nash Bookstore that only accessible for the staff. Previous cashier system was very confusing and does not have security. The interface was messy and hard for the staff itself to understand how the system works. Objective for interface, system interface will be more user-friendly. For security, more secure system with only staff be able to log in and simple system not complex and staff will be able to use it with one explanation. Platform we use and why. The platform we use is NetBeans. We choose NetBeans since this platform uses Java program and it has flexible user interface that is easier for us to understand as first-time user. NetBeans is a free and open source. For screen design, when you run the program, you will loading as this bookstore cashier system, and then the welcome page, and the staff will click enter, and there will be main menu. This is our items that is in our bookstore. Later, my friend will explain more about this. For GUI components that we use, label, component that display a single line of read only, non-selectable text. Button has the textual label and is designed to invoke an action when pushed. List, component that defines a scrollable list of text items. Text area, component that implements multiple lines of text. Text field, component that implements a single line of text, and table to display the item, quantity, and price. So next we move to the demonstration.
Okay, so for the start with our demonstration. So as you see on my screen, so this is the first thing that you will see once you run our program, our system. So this is a splash interface, or also known as a loading page. So as you can see on our source code, okay, our loading interface will be running around 10 seconds, and during the 10 second, there will be a text down here that you can see here loading. The text will display turning on modules, loading modules, connecting, connection successful, launching, and more. So since that this loading interface will load for 10 seconds, it will also then connect to another interface, which is the user interface that you can see here in the coding. So in the user interface, so this is the user interface that requires the cashier or admin to click another button, which is the enter button and exit button. So for example, the cashier press the enter button. So the enter button function is to connect this interface to another interface, which is the login page here, as you can see. So like I said, if the cashier press the enter button, it will go straight to the login interface, and if the cashier enter the exit button, the system will exit the whole system. So okay, now we will go to the login interface. Okay, so this is the login interface, and in this interface, it will require the cashier or the admins to enter username and password and then log in. Or maybe they also can press the button clear or the X button. So if you see in the source code, okay, this is the source code for the login interface. Since it require the cashier to enter username and password, the username and password that we already provide is the admin here, and the password is also admin. Okay, what if we enter the wrong password, such as we didn't enter admin like we already assigned? So what will happen is they will pop up another message which is the incorrect username password. Okay, but also if the cashier or the admin enter username but forgot to enter password, or maybe in another scenario the cashier enter password but did not enter username, what will happen is, as you can see here, they will pop up a message that said username is missing or password is missing. So okay, so if the scenario, um cashier enter correct username and correct password and then log in. So what will happen is, as you can see here, if what they enter the correct password and username, they will go straight to another interface, which is the menu interface. So in this interface, okay, so this is the main menu interface that require the cashier or the admin to choose either fiction, non-fiction, exercise book, and stationery. So I will do a little demonstration for what I already explained from the splash interface. So, okay, so this is our interface. It will loading for around 10 seconds. Okay, so this is the next interface, which is the user interface that require the cashier to enter the button or the exit button. So if you click exit button, it will exit the system. So I'll run again from the flash. Okay, we are at the splash interface again. Okay, so if the cashier enter the enter button, okay, what will happen is the login interface will pop up. So, okay, for example, I enter admin and I forgot to enter the password. I press login. So this is what happened. A pop-up message will come out that said password is missing. So okay. And then I click at clear button to clear the session. So for example, I enter the incorrect username or password. I enter admin 123. Okay. So I enter password blah blah blah. So this is the incorrect username and incorrect password. So what will happen is they will pop up a message that said incorrect username or password. Okay, for example, I enter the correct one, which is admin. What will happen is they will go straight to another interface, which is the main menu that require the cashier to choose either fiction, non-fiction, access book, and stationery. So for the main menu and the other interface, we will proceed with Husna Izati with her explanation. So that's all from me. Thank you.
As Nelly has said before, I will be explaining for the main menu interface. So the main menu interface has 4 different buttons, which is the fiction, non-fiction, exercise book, and stationery. Each of these buttons will lead to its own interface. As we can see in the source code here, that each of these buttons have a source code that can lead them to their own interface. So for example, I'm the cashier wants to press the fiction button. So the fiction interface will appear on the screen here. That's the function for the menu interface, and we will be moving on for the fiction interface. So in the fiction interface, we have 9 items that includes English novels and Malay novels. And in this interface, it also displayed the prices for each of these items. So it will be easier for the cashier to see. So each of the items are inserted in a button. So we have the Harry Potter button, the Hunger Games button, and the Maze Runner buttons. So according to the source code here, we can see that each of these buttons have its own name and price as well in it. So it will appear on this table here, a table that will display the item name, the quantity, and the price of the items. So in order for me to show it to you, I will run the file first. So for example, the customer wants to buy three pieces of the Maze Runner series, and they also bought a novel of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So in this table, as you can see, it has already displayed the name of the item and the quantity that the customer wants to buy and the price for the quantity. So after that, as you can see down here, it has the subtotal, total, cash, tax, member discount, and balance text field down here. So if you realize just now, when we enter the item name when we enter the item name inside this table, it will also show up down here the price for the total of the items that the customer wants to buy. So it will display the subtotal, total, tax, and member discount. The subtotal, total, tax, and member discount are already automatically calculated, so there's no need for the cashier to calculate one by one. So the cash here is the amount of money that will be paid by the customer. So the cashier will have to enter the total amount of money that the customer gave to them. So let me demonstrate it first. For example, okay. So it shows that the subtotal is 184 ringgit. The total is 176 ringgit and 64 cent. The reason why it has different prices is because that it has already been subtracted with the member discount here. So that's why the new amount is 176 ringgit and 64 cent, and these are the discount that are in this in this menu. So for example, the customer paid 200 ringgit. So the cashier will press the pay button, and it will display a receipt here that says the item name, the quantity, and the price. It will also show the subtotal, tax, member discount, total paid, and the balance as well. So if the customer paid more than the total, it will display the balance here. So the customer should get 23 ringgit and 36 cent for the balance, and the receipt also display the date and the time. And down here, there's a message that asks the customers to be a member of their store. And you can see these colorful buttons here. We have the return button, new button, pay button, and print button. The return button, it leads back to the main menu, as you can see here. So if I don't want to stay on this page anymore or on this interface anymore, I can just press the return button, or the cashier can just press the return button and enter any buttons that they want. Press any buttons that they want to choose. So for example, fiction. And the new button is to reset the table and the receipt in case the cashier did not enter the correct amount or the correct item that the customer has chosen. For example, the book Girl in Pieces, the customer wants to buy 2 of them, but the cashier only enters 1. So they can just press the new button here, and it will display the table and the receipt in a plain site. So for the pay button, as you can see, this is for the receipt. If the customer has paid the total cash, and the print is to print the receipt. So for example here, so 110 ringgit, for example. So the pay button showed the receipt here, and the print button is to print the receipt. For example, this one. So for the non-fiction interface as well, it has the same function as the fiction, but it has different items. It is a non-fiction, so it does not involve any romantic genres or any fiction genres in here. It has like a comic book here, like and Gang. And it has a book about finance here, Remaja Bijak Berbelanja, and a cookbook here about scientific stuff. So I will demonstrate the non-fiction part. So for example, I want to buy 1 Impian Jalanan and 4 books of Remaja Bijak Belanja. So if I pay 100 ringgit, it will display the details in here. It will display the balance as well, and so I can print the receipt just as same as the fiction interface before. And I can also return to the main menu as well if I want to go to the exercise book or the stationery book. The stationery. So the next 2 interfaces will be explained by my friend Shafura on the exercise books and the stationery interfaces.
Okay. For my part, I will explain about the stationery and exercise book interface. As Husna said earlier, this is the button for user to click, so that they will choose any item that they want. just for only only click this button, so it will display in this field, in this list field. And when they press enter, the receipt will be displayed. Okay, so I will show you the button. Okay, this all is the uh, button coding, and we already assigned the the name of item and the price in add table, in the add table. So for the I will show you the return button. In return button, we use this coding to make sure when customer click on return button, they will go to menu Java, menu login, okay, menu interface, sorry, menu interface. Okay, this is the command. So menu is the interface that we want to return, and JReturn is the function that we use. Okay, so when I double click on new button, it will shows us the uh, what we call this, the item that we reset. So this is null for reset the all this information that we already display here. And the pay button, this pay button, we assign the the total, the cash and the balance, and for the rest we already assign it outside the function, which is here, for example, um, double total price. And for at here, we already assign the output for the receipt to display on the receipt field. Uh, as you can see here, we have date, year and month, which is when the receipt is generated. Then we also call all the variable that we have assigned in this program. And I will run this program, this interface. Okay, so customer can choose any items, any stationery that they want. For example, when we double click on A4 folder, it will show us how many items that we want. So I will choose 3, and I click OK. When I click OK, the list of item will display here. Okay, when I choose another items, it will display also. And this the price will be calculated in under the field. And this total price also will include the tax that we already assigned. So the tax that we assign is 0.06, and the member discount that we assign is 0.1. So the cash, we will enter the cash manually, so that after we enter the cash, it will display the balance. If we enter more than the money that we enter is more than total. It's more than total that displayed here. For example, when I enter 50 and I click pay, the balance will be displayed, which is 21.78, and also the receipt also will be displayed for the quantity, price, items, total, and all. And we also can print this when we click the print button, and we can print, and this will display here, and I will return to exercise book. We also have exercise book and the price display here, and the function is all the same as interface before this, and we can just return and just click on the interface that we want, and just click the button to order the item, and just pay here, and print. So as I said just now, new is the reset button. So it will remove all the information here, all the data, and we can insert a new one. Okay, when I click pay. Sorry. When I click pay, okay, then when I click pay, it will display the receipt, and when I click new, it will remove all the receipt and the list of items. So that's all from me. I will give it to Ani Sophia.
Aku boleh ke?
Apa?
So in conclusion, we have achieved our objective for this program. We also be able to learn how to use NetBeans platform and get used with it. Our bootstrap system be able to solve the problem issued by the staff, and the system runs smoothly without any problem. So here is our reference. That's all from us. Thank you.